And that's why our budget reading and hearing no eso. Because we create money there, but more of the budget video. As a budget at first every day, no. A trouble will be a woman or your politics. Budget no at first already not or your politics. And no, and I gonna for an abe clash with him. Okobo a coin business a coin omu aye. I say omu aye, but that a coin no. Yen ko ho even that coin galamsey I destroy that coin. Me want you no actually wadwe amame. Ewo comment section. I Penyah block media. That's why I say need demo. We be like video no that one put subscribe button. Now be click notification icon for latest update. Now be chede wadwe dia mame. Ewo comment section. Me so baso. No actually also enye bi ahwe. Eti no nansia mu ana to force ekopie mo Ghana Parliament. Na hono ana okoredi budget no actually Ghana for 2026. Sika ya twa to 303 billion Ghana cedis plus. 303 billion Ghana cedis plus. No. And I said, they bought mine come, the year 2026, I quite with similar. Sikan a modu pa, Sikan modu. Etina, fellas of Fusuquachemo, president staff at home, when 67% salary increment. Then no more. Where they? A Jessica do boom, Jessica do boom. And yes, so I'm moody. Not teachers, no nurses for Yabu market on to just 9% 9%. But fellas of Fusuquachemo, 67%. MMDCs, DC for near for almost 350 million a month. Hey, Gala, the wow, be a politician, Gala, a board date. Hey, Ghana politicians, a woofy new 350 million DC, 350 million a month. Hey, that's a very well. I don't know what's on a yak. I was saying, budget now to force the agent Parliament House every day, you know. There was a mistake in his speech. Obekaya, I didn't carry the first budget the year 2025 no. Or repeated that same error. Or you know what I say, Mr. Speaker, starting today, they now we don't already budget. Starting today, the betting tax and e-levy are abolished. Are there here every hawker now still e-levy and the betting tax? Either so or my air year, Juma. Ever media as a mouth for starting say, hey, master, where they all can you who they are all year. It take almost a month. And sana, almost air pass bill on Ama His Excellency assign. Now, after ye 11, no, every one more cry. That same mistake, Anna Ato Forson as I wait now obey. Budget no already, you know. Or confident levies. As a starting today, confident levy is abolished. Meanwhile, as it stands now, when make any transaction on the internet, still you are charged confident levy. Also, a coin be said that railway no. Contractors are on it working. Meanwhile, that economy, the Galamsey class had that one. Obekaya, me brought video on that. Takwa to Takradi Railway. Galamsey Aseno. I can now, I condemn. But at the first in that parliament, James says, contractors were home where Jumani at the other. And now coming as a Ghana for a base with that once master. Onya I say, or the budget no air propaganda, Onya the oil.
Imole, Kabifie. Eya me catch say ye penny for no movies in Nisa. No mono. Ye dasu wa krasi wa Ghana unjindi. Nano plan no na we say finance minister call kan budget. And also mo be ye Accra to Kumasi road no expressway. There's a very model classic road A1. Na sa road we a we say your makobo ka ye to ho plan. Oba en wanka e ka dodo senya ombebo e dia ye roadway. The catcher and say back 30,000 jobs. 30,000 jobs now create na forever jobs. After 2 years now, mo say mudebe a years a roadway no. Nipa 30,000 no mo kotran fi. On be kotran fi. Ti politicians no me dwom ho ameti ase. Na o say sa kwan we ye benya 8 nice interchange. 8 Bakum 8 interchange. Yebenya 3 bridges. Yebenya 2 digital toll booths. Clinic bewom anasa hospital. Fire service. Police stations. Road restaurants bekam. Sika yede beye sa de we nso wanka 2 years pokose to nsanwo mpo no how many years no mu ye $700 million ene yesi yede ye pokwase tunsanwom kwan nti imagine sika on be use to build this road ye new force member this year ye be ka no kure mu because na kwa me bidi akunsa na otiti ye no ye ka ban sema ye sa many ideas solution eka ho sa na ye peni ni de titi ye na kwa me bidi akun be ka kire mu okuru ha se ye road no nyama e fa so no grosso nti yenye dredging en dredging yensuo connect na bibia bet nyama bi betimi afa nsuo so ena ye train system so na ya ye ni quality a Ghana for so mu ti bi da Ghana ye hu say ye gate of Africa no ye kurase and I'm going to prove it to you now no one who say ye wo village na ye jai da ye sun because ya suso ye politicians no so na say hunu no eye omu dedodo ko mo hu say dodo na ejimi tina papa sofo akachire mo say new force member ka unim nyansa ka wo be hu say we jimi omu dadaye. This is Tanzania. Enya bochiro Tanzania. Eno mo atranse say nye bibia no mo de be fa omu road so ena kasa kesi efa so ka keto efa so basis efa so no eno mo ye 300 kilometers electrical train system 300 kilometers etisa hani temalo eno mo ye baby it take 6-7 hours to go no almost 8 hours to go no it take 8 hours almost say it take the whole day who take document na it me take the whole day for you so we complete that 300 kilometers no mo ye train system within 2 hours na wa ko do ho ema time save sika because train system no e cheaper and faster than road ufa bus ufa car so uko sa baby sa no one train system more than Kotoka airport beautiful onu na kire so mu officing sky ye won Tanzania nibi Japadia Ghana won Tanzania mu nibi see ko mu officing edwin da achi ho so de we omu ye omu krom ye wo bi sa okrom ha ye train we mpo Poland de dada ye kofa by frade ye tia nsem bebre eye adwuma ne be stop etina bebre ye ni hwe Burkina Faso omu ni port omu nyama dodo na omu krafri abotire e fa Ghana ni Benin adentina ye ntimi nye train system direct free ha eko Burkina Faso border sa na be save load na e fa ye kwan no so no na a bypass na na do years ke die nti o man ti mi wi o mo see from no President Mahama with resetting you complete it and do double road Accra to Kumasi solid quality road thickness ni high now we ni sa now we train system obi kura bit me free Kumasi ebe juma wo Accra within 45 minutes because o ye dey 2 hours dey e dey ko 300 kilometers there Accra ni Kumasi 100 and something kilometers within 45 or 40 minutes no na we do ha na say cheaper obian kofo bus ni kufo bus ni metro bus ni ayalolo bus amu boka ye hu faso no ka ye benya hu faso government say o sa kofa o disika ekoka 500 metro bus dey ba 500 3000 na ye to ye mpo no since Kufo breso 3000 bus na ye to empono de ye active ye juma sisi a and do 90 na kamu ye train system see na eko bonkra inner port ni de nyama ko ho ni de aha to north ye easy so be kotemali na shwet hours ni sika o sei ke ye train system within 100 cities or 150 cities obetimi akotemali na wa save time nso and safety nti munu ni sa adwin we ye muni sa adwin de muni mani politics MPP ni NDC amama yi koja enu mu hu we ya botire o me see hwe the way ani fe eye faster mirika satwe we kon omu ye ya ma efa people mu Tanzania Tihana politics mayen kasa because wa ban ne woso last year mu hu ye say ye NDC for MPP for sa no mu frɛ ye ene NDC for no mu support ya that time na ye bo na nado eti no ene omu nso frɛ ye say ye MPP for na 8 years ena den na wotimi kan ye ma adwen ye dwuma na mu be preache ko ye kanyansa na mu be support ye to wake up the government no ma ye de ye no na mu attack ya ye nothing be
me be shasi aye adwuma bi adwuma na me be ye no nse mahu se media for no ne mpanifo no eye ade bi a mpanifo no kasa na media for no twa no flyer enti me be shasi edisa flyers no nkomo na ba ko a me shasi e Ato Forson or starting today COVID-19 levy is abolished with the ato asia ha waso maso matwa COVID-19 mu in fact a levy ba ko a President Mahama kan ho asem papa wan fa ni agro because according to him Ghana penny a country a na ewie COVID a yegu so gige COVID-19 levy enti o kan ho asem papa o de campaign papa Ato Forson ankasa kan ho asem. In fact, they promised the first 90 days, 120 days, you know, one of the taxes that they were going to cancel. Of course, Abambie anywhere, Ufuriata Yetunabu, so will buy 17 taxes no cancel ya. Enti, me say, and no, me can say, me say, MPP, they do not have a good hype man. That's the only difference. You can't grow for more hype. Idea MPP just did not have it, but NDC have that. Inti hype people the you can't grow for more hype idea pa idea. Currently NDC have it. That's the only difference. But MPP did not have very good hype people. So that's it, and that is my opinion. I've said it. Now. What should I book COVID-19 you could me feel say said you what can some no chini dear see the sika bra okra na COVID-19 I won't cast on jeda COVID-19 e wo sa no na ti say yi love you sika na e de ba nya asem ketu o an yi love you no mu twa mu na ye kan no e de etu amana nkasa wo mu budget deficit no mu de ba etu amana wo mu because no ma be omo kan so ombe no man timi anye omo kan so ombe ma gold ball $297 million e dia ye adwuma o man timi anfa am in fact now Bank of Ghana na finance gold ball 50 million twa ma Women's Bank no mo de mo man timi adwuma wura na yi no adwuma pass e dia so many feed Ghana zero disbursement o hwe appendices ne disbursement me year what you say enti na say kira wo say taxes no anana do buy no anya so odo say what time obi nti na odi buy you o man be taxes and how the generate sika say mo buy say petrol 1 cedi no eguso da so minister ka share so be account to us President Nankasanka said, "Sa 1 cedi per liter no every quarterly as a on bank account or my account da." Enti COVID as some was starting today COVID-19 levies is abolished no. Me pa cho wa ba be di aban so 9 months. This is your second budget. When him say January and sana sa COVID-19 no be ebeko. January. Me na me ka chiro. Enti ye wa assemble ne po. One of the 1 cedi levy neighbor no, they went under certificate of emergency. Yes, sorry, anajo ye kodana levy be any ho. Yes, sorry, anajo na levy no ho. Under certificate of emergency. Ye kodano. Na ye ni a 1 cedi per liter levy on every fuel better. But yes, sorry, anajo no. Na abofu omo 3 wise men. Omo timi e di achiri edi asem nako ama ye tuya. Why can't they put this under certificate of emergency? COVID sika mo se mo mpe COVID sika eti say yi levy mo de fa ho kun ya asumbo nyina bebe mu no enne o twen age se in January and wo for say mo be yi ne kokota ade sisi na me call mo me set me receipt kwa we kota ade se sa COVID levy ne ni mu a edam age se January enti no nkrofo yi ese ohun nkrofo omo ye me fa flyer na ne ye dwudwam ne ye twetwam fa flyer no ne ye twetwam fa flyer ne ye twetwam ye ni atem straight forward ye mprense obi ababa be propaganda bia nyame hiro bia my name is Kuba Pia. I can like, share and comment mon to me books no mon support me na adwuma no me ne wo na ye o ja ase nyame hiro bia
Nyanom ne adofo mechiamo emsen a inua Ato Forson ekokan budget na ya na impempi no se de ya meye no budget no ya kan wie brofo akese numbers bebre umupi mu ntiase Ato inua uncle Ato who is Forson emse wa ene se or the budget kind no ebe propaganda no kan some ekire na nkofo budget so meanwhile ye kotena se na ye hwe budget ni mu a ensem pabe ne wo em se di ehia aga o se Ghana 40 ase na me pese me chichiri mu kakra na mumu bia muni mre a mo be kan budget no na mwati die eno so ewom em se yenua Ato Forson gina ho kasa ye no de obia ti bebre ye allocate na so obi tro budget na se oye allocation a enyoma mienu ene hia e wo sa budget nim sika ebeba aban ne ho ni sika ebe free aban ne ho enti no potokasem no yes revenue and expenditure. So video we person me concentrate just solely on revenue and expenditure because yes kasa tintin en top onko me sumi kojupo me se kasa titia so en top onko ni nyina ni sikasem se aban no ewu sika ode be top bibia eye sika ebeba aboa ne futuo mesra mu video we nem se be tintin kakra but ya amunya ntoboase na munhwe na munte enyoma biase o share budget aban ni redi ya opese okire yese total revenue opese ojeje de ye ne nyoma nyina afia ye komu no opese o raise 268 billion no sika obejeje grant and revenue. Na expenditure sika opese ono spende edi ye nyoma ni nyina o kan ye na allocate this no ni nyina no opese parliament approve 357 billion into be hu a sika aban bejeje no eni sika aban pese o spende no obabra na ma mencheche mu kakra afia ye wo mu yi emze mu nyina mo ni age yes dollar ko 10.9 ba mi kujupuku makase dollar ko 10.9 no ukujwa so a bibie ni dwa so a yate so but dollar na abind ko 10.9 no is also affecting the government because we share port revenues a unya wo port ni import duties na unya na because of the dollar ko 10.9 into no sika e wo se unya no emse swati afi by third quarter already budget no the total revenues are bayenya 154.9 billion Ghana cedis nanka opesanka by September yanko be kan budget no ne target nanka open no 162.6 billion Ghana cedis but wankunya ne sa enti yemfa ne kra ne say but the next 3 months no with the projections are you from previous years 2023 2024 2025 no me kojupoku de me feel say yemfa ne say abandi benya 45 billion account home by December. So total revenue possible total revenue is about 200 billion this year. And no crano, I'm being generous. Okay, so let's assume say the government can collect a realistic revenue of 200 billion. It means say a fee no obey short of 226.5 billion. The target I osanku nyano obey short by 26.5. Now, you call 2026. A fee no what 200 billion, but also per se 2026 no oji 268 billion. You know say de bia no aban eye budget a enye di onya no enonya. Into 2026 no me feel say aban no maybe he would improve by 10%. So on 10% on 200 or the previous year no 2026 the possible revenue for government in 2026 is about 220 billion Ghana cedis. Now say a possible revenue for 2026 a 220 billion. Now o pese o spend 357. It means there is a budget shortfall. Sika eni ufutuma e wasa ohwehwe no e 137 billion. Sa 137 billion ye kofa wa himfa. Enti ube gina ho na o kan sem de na ye be we eni be we a what you need to find is 137 billion. At today's rate, that's about about $12 billion that the government needs to find next year for all the I allocate now work. Now, ubiya budgeter, ubehun se baby no or say financing where baby ubinya sikano efri. Yinina no yaka say aban we oba no 15 juni fufuru biya amba. Anka mi kohwe nanka bia 137 billion now ohiano or the new ideas bia ba or the be raise car. The same domestic debt borrowing, international debt borrowing. So Ato Forson say opesa or raise 71 billion Ghana cedis from the domestic debt market. Now we're raising 6.6 billion from the international debt market. In the end, say okay, na bomo e 77.6 billion. But main challenge is that how are you going to raise 71 billion, which is about $6 billion at the today's exchange rate from the local market? Now, Obekachre say in your budget, you are now creating an enabling environment for private sector. Which private sector? You are borrowing a bank one person with just $6 billion from the system, which is about almost 71 billion. You are mopping up that money for government expenditure. It is kind of private sector nibinya. On top of that, say sika we nyina na opese ohwehwe no. O den kofo ka untua. Contractors. OCO buy contracted sika, you are auditing it. Now what audit 47.8 is legitimate claim. That's fine. Okay. Also there be you are paying 12, we are paying 13.8 this year. Next year, 2026, no be 25 billion. Hey, now contractor for Bonnie no mayo. Oh, tia only 13.8 this year. Now contractor now on 1 year, Juma 2-3 years ago, no. O pesa odi infirmiensa until 2027-2028, no. Ato Forson si untia contractor sika ema womo. So contractor ene abando kano. Also will change till 2027-2028. Next year also be tia only 25.6 billion. No be tia next year. Oma local contractors watch the woman. And then obi akopobosiano interest no ekoso abansu is not paying the interest. We are contractor now to apply for our interest now. Obi who's a contract cry my contract view. Into what are you doing? You are victimizing the local contractor. More NDC for mobile any there. Contractor more dey money there mutia. Obi a MPP abanso no ye man contracting there also the 3 years ni bitia. Don't di here no. Yemfa no ntwenchen. The government wants to borrow 71 billion Ghana cedis from the local market. Let's even assume they borrow the 77.6 number so we borrow now. It means that there is a 59.4 billion Ghana cedis. You need se confirmation de bebo se ABA magic one bin a beba normally says can buy. The most important thing I thought this government would do is to live within its means. Sa sika ebubo nyina no sa Accra Kumasi super highway video beto no sa video no sa sika nka ho energy city na omo ye wo Volta region no sa sika no nka ho agenda 11 no agenda 11 put so mo nye your friend is saying big push na omo so mo ye no 10 billion no sa sika nka ho 24-hour economy no sa sika nka ho. So within the next year or two no this government is looking at borrowing in excess of about 30 billion if you look at all these big projects that they want to do. But the question for 2026 budget, I'm saying 59.4 billion. And that's, for me, parliamentary debate, that's where it should be. Where is the government going to find the 59.4 billion? And yes, idea, sir, I allocate now a binary, and throw and we'll charge the Ghana for. Because even if you are able to raise that 71 billion Ghana cedis from the local market, there is still a hole of 59.4. And this is me being very generous in the government estimate. But I don't want to talk plenty. I'll do a part 2 to this video. Then I will explain how this inflation and this dollar to the cedi now how that is affecting government financing and how it's not allowing government to finance its budget. Thank you very much.
Comment section. How you Penyah Block Media, Accra.